We have celebrated San Domenico's rich history in many ways over the past year, reflecting on 165 years of Dominican education in California and 50 years of progress on the San Anselmo campus. Tonight, we honor the Dominican sisters, whose dedication to our school has provided the foundation of excellence upon which we stand, and whose engagement with the future is always an inspiration. Their hard work and shared vision have transformed our community through education, healthcare, social justice, care of our earth, and prayer. They bring jubilance and determination to every endeavor. The sisters care for and are mindful of the people and places around them. Their visionary commitment to ground San Domenico in the 4 pillars of study, reflection, community, and service strengthens our relationships with each other and our environment. This is the story of the Dominican sisters, the personification of the values and guidance that have shaped our school from the beginning. Dominican sisters are flexible. Staying true to enduring values, they live in the present and change with the times. They are risk takers. They are joyful. They bring care and compassion to the critical issues of each era. What is their secret? What is their story? 800 years ago, there was a young Spanish friar named Dominic who loved to read. The friar had a collection of books which he annotated and loved above all else. He was a studious, reflective young man. His mother was full of heart, and Dominic learned from her to be loving, compassionate, and thoughtful too. One day, Dominic sold his collections of books because the townspeople were suffering. He couldn't bear the thought of his valuable books sitting unused in his library while the people around him were poor and hungry. Serving others gave him great joy and contentment. The books were just the beginning. The principle of service guided him through the rest of his life and led to his canonization. 600 years later, one of St. Dominic's devoted followers, Sister Mary of the Croix-Gomer, bravely sailed from France to America on an uncertain mission to share the Dominican education with settlers in the West. Her ready and energetic spirit inspired hundreds of women to follow in her footsteps. For 165 years, the Dominican sisters' diverse and varied interests have taken them to communities around the world, where they've engaged deeply with the issues of their places and times. As important as it is to all of us, San Domenico is only one of the many communities they have created, nurtured, and supported to answer just some of the many needs around the globe. The sisters are busy, and their force is mighty. To tell all their stories could take another 165 years. So, the sister in our story represents all of the bold, creative, and forward-thinking Dominican sisters of San Rafael. She is spirited, she is curious, she's a risk-taker, and she is kind. Her values inspire every individual and are present in every action and every word at San Domenico. We know the Dominican sisters through each sister who is a part of our school. So we look through the eyes of San Domenico's students, families, teachers, and graduates to see the profound impact of the Dominican sisters on our school culture and spirit. The sister is inquisitive. She seeks truth, and in her quest for truth, she reads and studies, embracing lessons learned in failure and adversity. She recognizes that her search is an endless pursuit. She wisely accepts that learning is not about passing a test or writing an essay. It is about the thirst for knowledge, persevering on the journey, and taking risks. Her quest is tireless and spirited. She welcomes new faces, invites new cultures into her community, and keeps pace with the ever-changing times. Her curiosity is contagious, and so others happily join her on the journey of lifelong learning. Through careful prayer and study, our sister discovers her true purpose. She is an educator who preaches by her life. She engages many ways of learning. She invites children of all backgrounds, faiths, and cultures to share their different perspectives and experiences to enrich the whole community. The sister knows that learning doesn't only happen in the classroom. It happens in every action and every conversation, in gardening, exercise, sketching, acting, reading, reflecting and wondering, making music and writing. The sister gently and confidently guides the students to find their inspiration and to seek their truth. Her community has no boundaries. Her generosity, no limits. The sister begins and ends every day in prayer. Silence renews her. Reflection grounds her in her mission and purpose. Her students pray too, and they learn to slow down and be mindful. Some pray in sacred buildings. Some reflect outdoors in nature. Midday, she might share soup with students and colleagues, appreciating the time to connect. Or she may take a stroll through campus, enjoying her beautiful surroundings. Mindfulness rewards and renews the sister and her students. It reinforces the path of inquiry, and even the youngest pupils look forward to moments of quiet prayer, reflection, and thought. Most of the time. The sister finds joy in serving others. She has learned the immeasurable worth of kind acts and encouraging words, and, following her example, her students seek fulfillment in service. She teaches courtesy, a way of acting respectfully and with gratitude towards others. Her students learn and practice kindness, sharing it with those who need it most. The sister's work extends beyond the school to hospitals, interfaith communities, shelters, homeless communities, and prisons, both near and far from home. Her joy of service is contagious, and it is carried throughout the community by her students. The sister learns, builds, moves, and adapts. She shares, helps, and teaches. She embraces change, always searching for the truth and seeking what strengthens a community or a program. The sister appreciates her surroundings and cares for all the elements of creation. The sister gives her time, effort, and love to those whom she ministers and those who are most in need. Dominican sisters like to think outside the box, overcoming obstacles in service of compassion and deeper understanding. They are adaptable, resilient, and flexible. They are joyful and full of gratitude and wonder. Look around. The sister is here. Her spirit shines in each of us, through each student and teacher, parent and grandparent, board member and neighbor. We are grateful for her vision, her spirit, and her quest for Veritas. Tonight, we celebrate our sister and all the Dominican sisters.